Perhaps the most famous SHUCK story happened in a church. Place yourself there. It is the 4th of August in the year 1577, and you're in Blytheborough, which is a small village located just 4 miles off the North Sea at Southwold, where one day countless tourists will visit a pier yet to be built. Imagine you are walking slowly towards the church for the morning service, caught up in a steady flow of fellow parishioners. It's the height of summer, but the sky is clouded over. There's a storm coming. You tighten your collar and pick up the pace. As you enter the churchyard, you cast your eye over the headstones of those who have already passed on. And as you wait in line, you think about those poor departed sinners' souls, where they are now, whether you'll see them again. It starts to rain. You look up towards the tower, looming above you, reaching resolutely towards God. To the east is a priory. In 431 years, Tony Robinson and Time Team will excavate its ruins in a middle-aged couple's back garden. You approach the south side entrance to the church, which is ornate, with lots of carved lions and angels surrounding the door, contrasted with ugly grotesques. And as you enter the church, you see the clergy, with their heads bowed, entering through the opposite door, which is stark and austere. Through this door, you can see all the grandeur of nature, but the rain has really started coming down now. And with the weather like this, nature looks anything but welcoming. You step reverently past the sacramental font, and you imagine it containing the blood of the Saviour as you turn down the great airy space of the nave. Above you, the roof holds 20 wooden angels, 10 pairs leading down from the chancel. Their wings are painted red and green, and there are ornate flowers, intricate patterns, on the rafters around them. At the end of each pew is a characterful figure, known as a poppy head, carved into the wood. Each one teaches an important lesson, mostly warnings: the labours of the seasons, the works of mercy, the 7 deadly sins. You sit next to a bust representing slander, a scowling face with wild hair, and a long, extended tongue that has just been split into 2. You remember the tale, the rhyme. Tell-tale tit, your tongue shall be split, and all the dogs in town shall have a little bit. You run your tongue over the backs of your teeth, and press your lips tightly together. You wouldn't lie. You don't tell tall tales. No, you seek the truth. The priest begins his sermon, and you half listen, and half wander the caverns of your own mind. You think about your irrational fears, your weaknesses, those conflicts inside you. You listen to the storm gathering strength outside, the wind howling round the building like the enveloping cloak of death himself. It's fair to say that you are not looking forward to the journey home. As you sit there in silence, willing the weather to calm, an almighty crash makes the entire congregation start. The priest pauses mid-sentence and looks to the back of the church. Another crash, and another, coming from the north door. "Who goes there?" mutters the priest. His voice attempts to hold a sense of authority, but is betrayed by a slight quiver. And you are answered. You are all answered by a terrible howl born of the very depths of hell. Long, deep and piercing, it chills the blood in your veins, a howl like nothing you have ever heard before. More scratches and crashes as the unseen tormentor gets wilder. "Father," someone whispers, "what is it?" And the priest doesn't answer. And then panic breaks out. As the crashing gets louder and more vicious, some people jump to their feet and run for the opposite door. Some shield their children. Some drop to their knees, beseeching the Lord for deliverance. And then the north door gives way. Immediately there appears a dog, vast, black of colour, and surrounded by fearful flashes of fire. It's met with screams and wailing from the assembly, as if doomsday has already come. And without warning, this black dog, or the devil in such a likeness, God he knoweth all, who worketh all, launches itself down the aisle, attacking at random, indiscriminately and without mercy. Swiping claws, vicious jaws, thunder, more screaming, 2 men dead, and a third strangely shrivelling in his skin, drawn and shrunk up like a piece of leather scorched in hot fire. The hellhound drops the limp body of a young boy, and just as it jumps towards the priest, lightning strikes the church and it disappears into thin air. Many of you have already escaped, screaming out into the storm, but not all, as the roof falls in, and Black Shuck becomes burned into the consciousness of a community forever.